Hello everyone, this is Joe W. Today, I'm reviewing Now That's I Call Music 9, Now That's I Call Music 10. Now 9 originally came out in 1987 on vinyl and single CD, while this double CD release came out in 2021. Now 10 came out in 1987, and it's the first ever Now album to be released on double CD. Now 9 artwork looks pretty bland to me, it's just like the logo in front of a postcard. That's all there is really. Now 10 artwork looks pretty good though. I like the fact the logo is shiny in front of some nightfall background, but it's not one of the best artworks though, but still better than 99 artwork in my opinion. Let's get to the track lists. Now 9 has 30 top chart hits, all songs present and correct on the CD release. Disc 1 kicks off with Wheat Petite by Jackie Wilson, which got to number 1 after a new music video, and I found this an okay start. Of course, it's the oldest song on a Numbers Now album. Live It Up, Mental as Anything, a great pop classic. Of course, this was featured in Crocodile Dundee. The Right Thing by Simply Red, a pretty decent tune from Simply Red. Sometimes, Erasure, a brilliant synth pop classic, one of my favourites. I'm glad Erasure allowed their songs on the now releases. C'est La Vie, Robbie Neville, I found this song alright. You Sexy Thing, Hot Chocolate, the 80s mix, a brilliant remix to a 70s classic, one of my favourites. It Doesn't Have to Be This Way, The Blow Monkeys, I found it okay. Of course, this was featured in the 4th Police Academy film. Caravan of Love, The House Martins, not really into this one honestly. Everything I Own, Boy George, a really good cover of a Ken Booth classic. Rat in the Kitchen, UB40, that's my favourite UB40 song, a brilliant reggae tune, really catchy chorus. Big Fun, The Gap Band, pretty naff song in my opinion. Stay Out of My Life, 5 star, I found this pop tune okay. Heartache, Pepsi and Shirley, yeah, decent. A Trick of the Night, Bananarama, I found an okay song alongside Take My Breath Away, Love Theme from Top Gun, Berlin. Disc 2 kicks off with The Great Pretender by Freddie Mercury, I find it a fine cover, and I think it's better than Platters version. Stand By Me, Betty King, which re-entered after being on a Levi's advert, of course a year after the film came out, and it's a great classic to me. Down to Earth, Curiosity Killed a Cat, I like the song as well. So Cold Tonight, for Communards, I found this tune okay. Jack Your Body, Steve Silk Hurley, that's the first house song to be number 1, and it's a pretty good one. I'm surprised it wasn't on a yearbook. I Love My Radio, Midnight Radio, Taffy, I like this pop tune as well. Loving You is Sweeter Than Ever, Nick Cayman, I found an okay follow-up to Each Time You Break My Heart. Manhattan Skyline, Aha, a really good tune from Aha. Also really liked Sonic Boom Boy, Westworld, has a catchy chorus. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi, an excellent iconic rock classic to me and one of my favourites, alongside Land of Confusion by Genesis, an excellent rock tune from Genesis as well. But my favourite to Now 9 is The Final Countdown by Europe, a really iconic rock classic. Really love the music in this one and the iconic chorus. Over the Hills and Far Away, Gary Moore, a pretty good rock tune as well. Cross That Bridge, The Ward Brothers, I found an okay tune. Hymn to Her, Pretenders, it's a nice song to close the album. Now 10 has 30 top chart hits. Disc 1 kicks off with Barcelona by Freddie Mercury and Montserrat Cabell. Honestly not a fan of this one. Freddie Mercury's much better at rock tunes. Rent by Pet Shop Boys, a pretty good song from Pet Shop Boys. Never Can Say Goodbye, Communards, that's my favourite version of the song and brilliant synth pop classic. Pump Up the Volume, Mars, quite an odd mix, I find this one kind of meh. Labour of Love, Hue and Cry, a really good catchy pop tune, none of the other songs beat this one. The Real Thing by Joey Bean feat. Stephen Dante, I found an okay tune. I Don't Want to Be a Hero, Johnny H. Jazz, a great pop classic. Wanted, The Style Cancel, I like the chorus of this one, and it's a really good one. Shine in Your Hand, Tipau, I found it an okay tune. Alone, Heart, an iconic classic. Crazy Crazy Nights, Kiss, an excellent rock classic, one of my favourite ones as well. We like the vocals. Moni Moni, Billy Idol, I like this version as well. Here I Go Again, USA remix by Whitesnake, my favourite of Now 10, an excellent rock tune. Rain in the Summertime, The Alarm, I found a decent rock tune. Sugar Mice, Marillion, I found an okay finish. Disc 2 kicks off with Sweet Twiddle Mystery by Wet Wet Wet, a really good start to the CD to me. Misfits, Curiosity Kill the Cat, that's my second favourite Curiosity song behind Name a Number, a brilliant tune to me. Another of my favourites is La Bamba by Los Lobos, that's my favourite version of the song as well, really like it's classic. Wipe Out by Fats Boys and Beach Boys, I found an okay rap version of Wipe Out, of course the Safaris did the original. Love in the First Degree, Bananarama, a really good pop tune from Bananarama. My Pretty One, Cliff Richard, kind of average to me. Hey Matthew, Coel Fiolka, I found this tune okay actually. I wonder what Matthew is now, what job he has. Crockett's Theme, Jan Hammer, I know it has its fans, but I honestly found this one pretty bland to me. My Baby Just Cares For Me, Nina Simone, which we entered after being on a perfume advert. This was also on Hit 7, and I'm honestly not keen on this tune, particularly the piano solo. The Circus, Erasure, a really good song from Erasure. Build, The House Martins, It's Over, Level 42. I found these two tunes okay, though I have heard better Level 42 songs. When Smokey Sings, ABC, I found this pop tune alright. Hourglass, Squeeze, a great rock tune from Squeeze, pretty underrated. Then we end with a Christmas classic from the Pogues with Kirsty MacColl, Fairy Tale of New York, one of my favourite iconic Christmas classics. That's the whole track lists. We get some copyright information on the left, and we get disc 1 on the right, really good designs. Disc 2, I like the colouring as well. Here are discs 1 and disc 2 for Now 10. I bet the re-release version has better designs than this. Here's the Now 9 booklet. Information about each song where they charted and pictures of each artist. You can also find in the vinyl version. And here's the Now 10 booklet. Copyright information, pictures of each artist, information about each song where they charted, an advertisement for Now Smash Hits. And we get an advertisement for Now the Christmas album, the earliest one. Now 9's a really good 80s album to me. I like this more over the years, has some great classics on this one. Now 10's a fine album as well. Doesn't beat Now 9 in my opinion, but still has some really good classics I like on this one. That's my rear review on Now That's Like Cool Music 9 and Now That's Like Cool Music 10. Hope you enjoyed. What's your favourite songs of these albums? Comment down below, and I'll see you next video.